Hello everyone, welcome back to PC Species. Last week we posted a video where we configured a PC for around 1 lakh rupees. For this one, we are going to scale the budget down a little. Not just a little, we are actually going to half it. So for this video, we are building a PC around 55,000 rupees. Now before we start the video, we keep doing this kind of stuff. So if you are into PC hardware, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And now let's get on with it. Here on the screen you have the list of parts and the prices are listed alongside them. So our total budget sits at around 55,700 rupees. Now we are going to discuss the parts in individual detail. First off, we have our processor. We are going with the Intel Core i5-12400F. It has been a good workhorse for a long time now, and it gets you around 6 cores, 12 threads, base clock of 2.5 GHz and a turbo speed of 4.4. Overall, for under 10,000 rupees, this is just about the best processor you can get. It works well in gaming, works decently in productivity as well. So overall, this is a good buy for the asking price. For around 5,700 rupees, this is about the best board you can get. It is pretty bare bones. You get only 2 DIMM slots, but overall, this board is going to do just fine with this processor. And even if you decide to upgrade to 13th or 14th gen, if you go with the same class of processors like a 13400 or a 14400, this board is going to do just fine. Although I wish it had an 8-pin power plug, but then again, for the price, we cannot really ask for more. You are getting PCI Express 4.0 for your GPU and Gen 3 for your storage. Next up, we have the RAM. We are going with the ADATA XPG Gammix D35, 8 GB, 3200 MHz. So you're getting a single stick for around 1,950 rupees, and for 2 sticks, you're going to have to spend 3,900. Now, I understand that this is not a part of a kit, so dual channel may be a little hit or miss, but then again, kits are expensive, and I think this one is going to work just fine. Also, this has a low profile heatsink, so if you have a bigger air cooler planned, I think this RAM will work well in terms of that as well. Next up, we have the storage. We are going with the Crucial P3 500 GB. You're getting it for around 3,200 rupees. Now you can go with the 1 terabyte drive, but that is going to scale the budget up. It is going to go up to 5,350 rupees. So you're spending around 2,300 rupees more. But I think 500 GB should suffice for 2 or 3 games and your OS and all of that. But if you want bigger storage, you can go with this. Or the board limits us to just one M.2 drive. So you can get this one, and in future, if you need more storage, you can probably get a SATA SSD. Now we are going to talk about the main component in our gaming PC, which is our GPU. We are going with the ASRock Intel Arc B580 Challenger 12 GB OC model. So for around 27,750 rupees, this is perhaps the best GPU that you can get right now. So for the most part, Intel has sorted all the issues with the drivers, so you're not going to encounter any issues of that sort. Now, there are a few games which may, kick up some problems, but then again, you can get onto Google and check if the particular game that you want to play is going to create any issues with this GPU. But in all likelihood, you're not going to run into those kind of problems. And the other problem that Intel GPUs had, Battle Mage, which was the overhead issue, this processor that we have, 12400F, would work just fine with this one. The overhead issues were limited to Intel processors below 10th gen or below that, and for Ryzen, for around Ryzen 3000 series or below that. So for the most part, this GPU is going to work just fine, and it is going to provide you with good 1080p experience and good 1440p experience. For 1440p, you might have to scale down the settings a little, but then again, for the most part, this is a very good GPU in this budget, and for a PC that we are building around below 60,000 rupees. Next up, we have the power supply. So we have the Corsair CX550. It is 80 plus bronze rated, and it is not modular. So if you want to spend more money, you can get a gold rated PSU, a fully modular one, but that is going to cost you around 8,000 rupees. For around 3,600 rupees, this PSU is very good. It is going to provide you with enough power for all your components, including your GPU and CPU. And even if you decide to upgrade in the next generation in the same tier of GPUs, so maybe you can get a 5060, a 5060 Ti even. The 5060 Ti may be pushing it a little, but a 5060 would be just fine. A 9060 XT would be just fine. So I think for the most part, this PSU is going to work just fine for you. Lastly, we have the case, and for around 2400 rupees, I think this is about the best you can get. But then again, cases are subjective. For around the same price or maybe 200 or 300 bucks more, you may be able to find a better looking case, and if that is the case, you can, just go and look for one. But for this budget, I think this one, serves our purpose really well. You can fit an ATX board in there. You get a VGA card length up to 335 mm, CPU cooler height up to 160 mm. Now 160 mm would be enough to fit even a deep cool AK620. But for this build, for this processor, you're not going to need that. Our processor is making do with the provided heatsink that Intel provides with the 12400F. So that is going to work just fine. In terms of fan support, you can 120 mm, 3 120 mm fans up front, 2 140 mm. On the top, you have 2 120 or 140. In the rear, there's 120. In terms of liquid cooling, you get 240, 280, 360 at front. Now, 360 might be pushing it a little, even 280. But even if you can accommodate a 240 mm radiator, I think it's going to be just fine. So overall, for 2400 rupees, I think it would be a crime to ask for more. So this looks like a really good case for this price. Now, these are all the parts, and again, as you can see on the screen, our total comes to around 55,700 rupees. Now, for this much money, you're getting very good 1080p gaming, more than decent 1440p gaming. Now, in terms of GPU, if you are skeptical about Intel, you can probably go with NVIDIA and get yourself an RTX 5060. But remember that you will be limited to 8 GB of VRAM, whereas this one gives you 12. But then again, if you're a fanboy, I don't mean any offense by that. If you're a fanboy, or if you like NVIDIA more, if you trust NVIDIA more, you can probably go with a 5060, and you'll have to spend around 2,500 rupees more for that one. But overall, I think the B580 would work just fine here and all the components. So for this budget, I think this is about the best gaming PC you can build. It is really balanced and it is going to work just fine. And you have, in terms of processor, at least one cycle of upgrade. You can go with the 13th or 14th gen. So this is it for this video. If you like the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because we keep doing stuff like that. And this is it for this one, and we'll see you in the next one.